It is not bizarre sorcery, Say Wong. It's just called Mezzo. Get in that van.
We did this for you, Say Wong.
Yeah, we're on time. Right at 7 o'clock, I hit go live and played the intro.
So technically,
Hello,
we're
Kyber
five
Cave.
minutes early.
Yeah. Hi, Kyber Cave.
Blah, 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 blah.
Hi, Kyber Cave Productions family. This is my first day back officially after my little vacay from Easter last week. Even though I did have to come
You
on
weren't
for a
here.
short time. I was
And
on here for a short time.
I,
But I've been busy with family stuff, and then I got a new computer, which is absolutely beautiful. And I redid my whole setup and I moved it and stuff. I'm not in the same place in my room as I was before. And I've got a blankie.
and for those of you that may be seeing the comments, say Walt was talking about our good friends over at Distance Nerding. They
Hmm.
are at Gem State Con right now, which is in Idaho. I believe Idaho or Utah. I'm pretty sure it's Idaho. And they are doing live feeds, like they're doing interviews with a lot of the celebrities and the comic book artists. I was on earlier today, and I did notice some audio issues that they were having. So
Gotcha.
I'm hoping they I sent a message to them, and hopefully they fix that up. But yeah, check out Distance Nerding wherever you do your podcasting or listen to your material. And you can hear them at Gem State right now,
Mhm.
talking to a lot of really cool people. What's up to everybody? Night Vision, Raf, Say Wong, so many people that are online right now. Thank you for tuning in.
Hi there. Yes, they want upgrading the RAM on your laptop. That's always good. Laptops can be pretty complicated for those who don't know. So many laptops can open in so many different ways, and it's a pain in the butt. And you need like good tools to be able to open it. My desktop was like 6 years old, and I was gonna just upgrade one thing on it. Found out that wouldn't work with it. It was like better to just buy a new computer, so I did, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I can't stop looking at it, and it's incredibly quiet, which is great. So for when I edit for the show, it's been really amazing. I was up late Friday night after my kid went to sleep. We do like sleepovers in here editing, and I didn't realize it was done rendering the video because it's so quiet. I can't tell when it starts and ends, like, sound wise. I used to edit on my laptop and now I'm editing on this, and it's like so quiet. I was like, oh, it finished. I didn't realize. Anyway, moving on. All right, guys, what is the first thing we have on our show? Does anyone
Nerdy
remember? Yes,
news.
nerdy news. Today on the nerdy news, what's the first thing on the news? You can vote for Star Wars in the 2024 Webby Awards. Do you know what the Webby Awards are?
I have no clue what the Webby Awards are.
I'm going to read to you what the Webby Awards are. The Webby Awards are for excellence in the internet, presented annually by the International Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences and a judging body composed of over 3,000 industry experts and technology innovators. And so you can actually go and vote for Star Wars on there. So if you'd
Wow.
like to take a look at that, I just posted the link to it in the chat for the article that tells you all about it. And if you're watching the upload, it is in the description below. Next, we have Star Wars Tales of the Empire trailer revealed. Now, if you don't know,
Yes.
this is with Lady Elsbeth, Morgan Elsbeth, who we got to see in Ahsoka. She was a very
Yes.
interesting character. This is a lot of her story. If you want to see the trailer, just go to the link I just posted in the chat. And again, upload. If you're watching the upload, just check it in the description. The link to the article is there, and it has the trailer in the article. So you can
So
check those out.
last year they did Tales of the Jedi, which were six mini short stories about Ahsoka and about Count Dooku while he was still a Jedi. This
Mm-hmm.
year it is Tales of the Empire, so we get to see the opposite side. So I am
Yeah.
very, very excited, and that's coming out right before the Acolyte, which will be in June. So we're having a very Sith kind of summer going on. I'm
Give
excited.
me
I'm all
give me
for
a
it.
this summer any day. And if you guys don't
This
remember
summer.
recently recently on Nerdy News, I talked about the order you could read the High Republic uh, novels in, because a lot of the Acolyte takes place during the High Republic time. So if you want to know more about the world that you're going to be watching, you can go ahead and take a look at those. Just look at the last couple of shows. Like, it was 2 weeks ago, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago, that I did that. All right. Moving on, we have a flow of the show. So James Kaiser, our wonderful producer, every week gives us a flow. And if you don't know what that is, it's a mesmerizing performance whether it be gloving, saber spinning, which is a given in this channel, fire dancing, all that kind of stuff. And it was really a lot of fun. If you want to check out this flow artist, I will give you there's a link in the description below, but I will send the link to his Facebook page in the chat after we're done watching. But go ahead and please enjoy Will Gold.
Ow! That's the first spinner we've seen that dance too. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed editing that one, giving it a little watch.
That was fantastic. I would like to see those sticks, but with like little glowy balls or something on them. On fire would be really cool, but that guy would catch himself on fire. That was such a good mix of body contact movement as well as like flipping it off. That was really fun to watch.
Hi, Duran.
What's up, Duran? Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch.
I see Vanception happening there because I see you on the TV behind you.
Me?
You're talking all animated, and then you're also right in front of me.
Hey, speaking of which, before we go into the next segment, I had a couple of announcements. First off, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment down in the bottom. The more you share, the more we can get the show out there and give away more sabers. We are 28 people away from our next saber giveaway. So, let all your friends know about it. I also want to let you know we are very excited if you are in Northern California. Kyber Cave is going to be moving again. No, we are not on the run from the law, but we did find a location that people may actually... Well, right now we're in a location. You don't come to Kyber Cave unless you're specifically looking for Kyber Cave. We are out in the boonies. But the next location is going to be putting us in. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and make the announcement now. I'm not going to tell you an exact date yet, but the big announcement that we have not told everybody is Kyber Cave is moving to the Vacaville outlet malls. We will be inside another store called All Funked Up. They are a Funko collectible pop store, and we will be on the back wall of that store. So that is very huge and exciting news for us. We're hoping to do this around the beginning of May. However, as you guys know, May 4th and that beginning of the month is like the worst possible time of year that we could think about moving. But we have a lot on our plate. We got to get out of the location that we're in by June. So we're hoping to start getting over there by May and start trickling everything in and having that be our new home. So if you are in Northern California, come visit us. On our grand opening day, we will have the droid squad will be out there as well. So we'll have Chopper and R2 and pit droids and all kinds of droids out there on our grand opening day.
And Mezzo here last Friday, like officially became a KC. Like I work for KC a little bit now. So I work on the channel, doing the channel stuff, and now I'm going to be working for Kyber Cave for a little while. Just assisting with some things and whatnot. And if it goes well, who knows? I might stay. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
You guys, I'm really excited. We're coming into an exciting time period in Kyber Cave. You have to understand, this June we'll have been here for 6 years. And we're just now, like, within the next shipment to 2 shipments, we're going to start having things like all of our packaging will be Kyber Cave logo, Kyber Cave designs. We'll have canopies. We're really upping our look. We're getting a lot more stuff in. We have a lot more readily available. So Kyber Cave is going through huge changes right now.
Wong, it's KC. Kyber Cave. Yeah, KC. Thank you. He's at Mezzo, works for KK, and I'm sure glad he didn't add a third one. It is KC. Although
Casey.
It's like sometimes I do like be like, Van, missed opportunity for Kyber Cave with a K. The only upside I even see to that is like if you do advertising and have the K's face each other, like that's the only thing, like almost like two people saber battling,
right,
about to. Anyway, would you like to introduce our guest, sir?
I would. I am excited about tonight's guest. I know I say I'm excited every week, but this week we truly have something unique for you that I guarantee you have not seen anywhere else. This is something really, really cool. And I wish I could say it's something new, but it's actually a very old concept. It's just that nobody else is doing it. That's why I'm excited for you to see these. This gentleman goes by the name of Abe, and he has a company called ProtoSaber LLC. And for those of you that some of you may or may not know what a ProtoSaber is. I'm going to leave that up to him because it's a really cool lore. I'm excited to be able to show off ProtoSabers. I want one for the store just for our wall for decorations because who the hell else has a ProtoSaber? All right, no more ado-s. Roll that film, Mets.
Nice.
Oh man, that just looks so cool, dude. I get these Back to the Future vibes off of the box when I see it all lit up.
I've heard people call it Ghostbusters kind of with the proton pack. Yeah.
Right. How you doing tonight, Abe?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me, dude. I appreciate you guys wanting to learn more about what I have,
So let me ask you, of all the things you could have made in the Saber community, you could have made a staff, you could have made pikes, you could have made cross guards. What was it about the ProtoSaber that said, man, this is for me?
I mean, it's unique, like I feel like the community right now is like it's so saturated with like a lot of stuff coming out. I have nothing against a Graphics or anything like that, but it's like Graphics build after Graphics build. And
right.
I want to make something that is unique, and that when somebody sees that, they're going like, "Whoa, that's badass,"
Right.
And when I first made when I had the concept of it, I was like telling myself, is this really something somebody would like? Like, am I gonna have to explain a little bit of the lore of what it is?
Right.
But I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go with my gut, and I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna build this. I'm gonna put it out there, and I'm gonna see how the crowd reacts. And
well, let me ask you, Abe. When you show that to 10 people, how many people can tell you that is a ProtoSaber? How many people knew right off the bat what that was?
Probably like 2 out of 10.
Right. I mean, it's funny because even people. I had a guy in here earlier today, and I was talking to him about your show, you coming on tonight. And this guy was telling me, he's like, "Oh, I'm a Star Wars junkie. I've seen all the movies, blah, blah, blah." But if you've only seen the movies, you don't know anything about a ProtoSaber. You got to be a real Star Wars nerd to know the ProtoSaber.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like it's something that, like I said, I only had like 1 or 2 reference photos from like a comic book or something like that. Like it wasn't something that like, oh yeah, that I've seen that in the show or in the movie, and I know exactly what to do with it. You know, like it was
Right.
something that was so niche, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put it out there. Maybe somebody will find an interest of it, and even if I just get a couple of thumbs up and a couple of hearts here and there, I mean, that will make me feel good that at least some people enjoy it. You know,
Yeah,
but
like I said, I've heard of other people making their own like garage versions, but you were the first company that I've heard of to try to mass distribute this, to make it something where not just one guy in his garage has it, but anybody could have this thing. Like I said, I'm excited. I want to get one for the shop and put it up on the wall because it's just so cool looking.
yeah, I
Well,
mean, that I feel like that was like my main issue was how can I replicate this? You know, because I want to be able to put something out there that somebody goes, "Hey, I want one just like this. Can you make me one just like that?" You know,
right,
and now I'm able to do that, and I'm able to do it hopefully with almost any hilt. I've kind of
right,
like I've experimented with some hilts, and I mean, for the most part, I think you're limited to like a 1 inch blade. Like, it's got to be a 1 inch blade. I haven't tried any of a thinner hilt or anything like that, but 1 inch just like
right.
seems to be an okay.
One
You
inch
know,
is the most common
is
size,
the most common
anyways.
anyways. Yeah, so I feel like I'm pretty good there. But you
Well,
know,
you've got stuff around here. Would you mind
yeah,
showing off for people and explaining to people who may not know what a proto saber is?
yeah.
Show them
So
what you got there, my friend.
alrighty, so see, so I mean, they kind of start off looking something like this, right? It's just your regular, you know, it's just a box. It's got nothing
Right.
on it. You know, it's got your belt clip back here. You know, just for your belt, and
Now
then
that
you know,
box looks heavy to me. Is it
oh,
like?
it's not. I mean, it's really it's pretty small, like compared to my head. I'm a little bit big headed, like it's a,
Oh,
but it's super lightweight. Like it's 3D printed, so that's what
it's
allows
3D
me.
printed. Okay.
Yeah, that's what
It
allows me
looks
to
like a
do it.
metal box.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, I put a lot of the paint work into it, and I'm hoping to be able to do metal boxes. But thinking about it, do like it when this has a battery in it and all the electronics in it and all that, it gets not that heavy. But I would feel if it was aluminum, it'd be really heavy, you know.
Right.
So
Right.
I mean, they start off just like something like that, and I mean, I've been experimenting with like different colors recently. I mean, this is my personal favorite, and
Right.
I
What
feel
about
like
box sizes? Are they all pretty much the same
yeah.
size, or do you have them in different sizes?
No, they're the same size. I mean, I haven't
Oh, okay.
tried I haven't tried to do anything different yet, but I am working on something. But you know, they do start off like this, and when I do all my magic to it, you know, it turns into something else. But let me show you the a hilt first. Like this is just an empty hilt that I have,
Right.
and so you know, I do a little bit of work to it. Like this is just this huge gaping hole in the bottom of the
Right.
pommel that has to be done, you know, because all the wiring goes through there. So you have that. And I mean, this might shock most people, but the reason why like it takes me a while to make these is because like that amount of wiring,
Wow.
that is only enough for probably like if I'm lucky three, you know.
Wow.
And this is like I think 40 meters of wire, I think,
Mhm.
you know, and there's like more than 10 wires that come from the box to the bottom of the hill. And then eventually when you get everything hooked up, you know, you get something like this. And this is, you know, the hilt that I have here that I finished up. Let me get the camera to focus on that. There you go.
Right.
So, you know, you have your wires attaching here. And
That tubing
then,
looks like shower tubing I would get from a
yeah,
Home Depot.
it is. And then I have some people like, hey, what kind of tubing is that? Like, where'd you find that? I'm like, dude, it's shower tubing, but it's so good because it's so strong, you know?
Right. Right.
And then I do paint it so it doesn't, hopefully, it doesn't look too much like shower tubing. It's got this
Right.
cool, like, you know, black and silver chrome kind of
Yeah.
thing going on. And I already have it attached to my belt. I've been sitting on it the whole time. I can tell the folks it's really comfortable, you know. Like I've been sitting with it this whole time we've been
Right.
talking. So you
Does
got
it
the
make
box,
noise?
right?
It's on silent, right? Does it make noise as
And
well?
yeah. And right now I have it probably like at 20% volume because this thing is freaking loud. It's louder than any of the other lightsabers that I have. Like it's so sad because I go and I grab like my lightsabers and then I play
Mhm.
with them and I'm just like, oh, they sound so wimpy compared to this, you know, because you got like a 50 millimeter speaker here, you know,
Right.
and it's kind of pointed up a little bit, so you kind of have like a pretty good projection. It's not pointing at the floor.
Right.
So when you have something like this on your hip and you play with it, you know, like,
Oh, that is so cool.
and with the sounds and all that stuff, like I took a lot of just like files that I find online, you know, some just like some of those Profi free files, and I took clippets from YouTube from like I don't know a spaceship powering up, and then I kind of mix it a little bit. Like, what do you think a ProtoSaber will sound like when it powers up? You know? Yeah.
Right.
So I put all that together, and then that got me to where I'm pretty comfortable. Like I think a ProtoSaber would sound like this, you know, because I have no reference to what a sound is. It's kind of have like a
Exactly. It's kind of like being an
punchy,
archaeologist trying to figure out what a dinosaur sounds like.
yeah. So but it was exciting to me because when I had made that first one, I was like, okay, I can do this. Like I can make another. And I've already made, I think this is my fifth one, I believe. This is my fifth one. So you got 4 people now in the wild that have my stuff. And
Right.
and then so many people are like, dude, I hung it on my wall and it's right there. And then I had a buddy of mine come and he was like, girl, what's that? You know, oh, it's a ProtoSaber. And then he had to explain to them what a ProtoSaber was. And then so then they're like, and then like I said, like my easiest explanation of what it is like, you know, you have your lightsaber, but this one's hooked up to a cord like in the olden days, right?
Right.
And it gets all its power from the pack. So, you know, that makes it a ProtoSaber. And when I think about it, like the the first time I ever heard of a ProtoSaber, I think it was Hacksmith's video, you know, when he made that real
Yeah,
4,000
yeah.
degree
With the
proto, and
blade.
then yeah. So then when he had made that, he was like, in one part of the video, he was like, "Oh, what we made here is not actually a lightsaber; it's a ProtoSaber." And that was the first time I actually like heard the word ProtoSaber.
Right.
And I don't know, that was years ago. That was probably like 2015, maybe. I don't know when, right? But I don't know why the idea came to me. But in 2022, I had that prototype I was talking about.
Right.
I like it, and it's mine. I've had it for 2 years. I've taken it to like Star Wars night, Disneyland, to conventions and all that stuff.
Oh,
But
wow.
this one is one that I eventually want to be able to do because
Mhm.
I just think that this one is most lore correct compared to like
Oh,
what
that.
that reference image that I had from the comics.
Right.
Like I
Right.
copied that lightsaber design because it's got like this spike here and it's got like this handle here,
Yeah.
you know.
It's very
And then
Sith looking.
yeah, exactly. And then like it looks like it has like a little OLED on it, you
Right.
know. So I put an OLED on this, and then you get to set it into like this, you know.
Oh,
So
wow.
you got your
Can you turn some sound on? Like, I think it'd be. I think
yeah. So yeah.
people enjoy with the sound on there to see what the sounds like coming out of there.
See, you can hear me, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Okay. This one probably doesn't sound that loud because it's got a really tiny speaker in there. It was my first prototype, but
Mhm.
I don't know if you can hear that. It's pretty
Yeah,
low.
I'm not able to hear that
Yeah,
one. Oh, I can hear it a little bit, but
a little bit. Yeah, it's really it's a really like crude version of this. This is like like a battery charger box or something like that. I don't remember what it was,
right. So
but
we
I
might
just
need a
gutted.
bigger speaker in that bad boy.
Yeah, this is like I took this and I realized that a lot of the regular lightsabers are way louder than it
Yeah.
because this one was like a complete prototype. Like I would love to do this again in this form,
Yeah. Well,
because
I love the design of that hilt. That hilt is
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, and this is I forget the name of the base hill. I think it was called the Menace.
Mhm.
I'm not sure that's like what the base hill is, and I just modified it. But I mean, a lot of people tend to like this design with this handle and all that, but it's really crude. Like I think the camera makes it look more perfect.
Right.
But in person, it's pretty crude. Like I cut that handle off like myself by hand, and
Mhm.
this too, I machined that myself. Like this was 2 years ago. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so this is something that I've had for a while, and I've just kind of based my designs off of this. So
Well, I'm selling CNC machines and mills. If you need them, let me know.
yeah, no, honestly, I had gotten a lathe, right? Like that was like my first thing with a lathe, like saber building, like you need a lathe, and that's how
Right.
I've been able to get like these perfect hole cutouts, you know, and all the machining that I have to do to fix some of these hills because some of these hills are not ready for what I need to do to them. So I
Right.
need to like sometimes I need to move some things like this knob here. I gotta like put it on the lathe and clock it back so it gets out of the way. Just so many things,
Right.
But,
How long
and
did it take to come up with your first design?
okay, so that one right there that was a prototype. That one probably took me like 2 months, I would say. Like I just had like a box and I just started going at it. I don't know what I was doing. I was just putting stuff together, junk build, and eventually it became that. But this one probably took me probably like 3 weeks from concept to like I have the part in my hand to
Right.
I have it lit up. But it's only because I had the prior knowledge of this other one that I had.
Right.
So I mean I have my failed concepts here, like this ugly guy here, which was my first one. I didn't know what I was doing. But
Right.
I mean, in the end, it's I just kind of just went with it, man. Like I just going for it, see what happens, and I got basically this, and I'm just glad that people like it.
I
And
absolutely love it. I can't imagine. I can imagine. Well, going to Disneyland
yeah,
with that, because I'm sure there's got to be a few people that are like
oh yeah,
Star Wars junkies that actually know what that is when they see it.
yeah, exactly. Like that this concept one I was talking about, this one right here. I
Yeah.
took it to Disneyland last year, right?
No.
So that was for like a Star Wars night, and I was so surprised at how many people knew what it was.
Right.
Like
Right. Right.
I had a cast member come up to me and he's like ProtoSaber. And I was like, yes, yes, you know about it. And then
Do people
some,
get excited and gig out when they see it?
oh yeah, yeah. I had guys that just were like asking me questions like, where did you get it? This and that. I'm like, oh, it's my own design. It's like a
Right.
one-off. And they're like, oh, can you make another one? I'm like, dude, I don't think so, man. This was 2 years ago. I was like, this took me months to make. And he's like, I'll
Right.
wait. And I was like, dude, I swear, those parts are all junk. Like they're literally junk parts.
Right.
So,
I was
and
gonna say that's probably the best advertising you could do for that is just to walk around
walk
Disneyland.
around with it. Yeah, exactly. And I will be back too. Like I'm going back. I'm going to Disneyland Star Wars night on May 2nd. So
Oh.
I will be there for that whole day, and I'll bring my Pro Savers and people will check them out. And I am going back on May 4th because
Mhm.
somebody did invite me to like a little lightsaber meetup, right? And I got
Right.
so many guys that want to see them in person. So if any reviewers want to like see one in person, I'll be at Disneyland May 2nd and May 4th. You know,
Disneyland West Coast or East Coast?
East Coast,
Disney
Disneyland in California, Anaheim.
California. Okay, okay. Are
Yeah.
you in LA area
No,
yourself?
I'm in LA. I'm based off LA, so I'm only 30 minutes from Disneyland. Yeah,
Oh snap! We're right at we're in Northern California, so
or
I'm
North.
about 6 hours away from you.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's not bad. Like
It's
if you
not
guys
bad
want
at
to
all.
come, I mean, I frequent Disneyland all the time. Like I go probably once every 2 3 weeks, maybe. Like
Oh
I think
wow!
I got so involved in it too because I know a lot of people there, and some people do meetups here and there. So we just geek out there in front of the Millennium Falcon.
Right,
So I
right,
mean,
right.
I'm sure like if anybody's going, you'll see me. Like I don't think the guys that bought from me were from the state, and I don't think they're gonna go to Disneyland. So I don't think you'll see somebody else. So you won't
No,
get confused unless somebody else made one, right?
I'm
But
telling you, man. Go out to the night and then have about 10 of them in your trunk,
yeah,
and
you
then
see
walk
that.
around and then tell people if you want one as soon as the night's over. I got them in the
Uh,
trunk of the car.
you see, like yeah, literally like I had that idea. I was like, I'm gonna put some in my car just in case. I'm like, hey, you want this one? And I got more in the car. Yeah, no, I had that idea because I feel like people are like, I want it now. Like,
Right.
and it doesn't take me too long to make them anymore. Like, I feel like I've mastered it in a way. I can make one in like probably 2 maybe 3 days. Like
Wow.
it's like probably 20 hours worth of print time maybe, and then maybe like another 24 hours for paint, and then I spend maybe
Wiring.
the day to wire it. Yeah, like to wire this monstrosity here.
Right.
you know
Is it only you, or do you have other people that work with you?
it's really just me. Like I literally just started this myself. Like I I don't think I've known anybody like close to me that's really into like NeoPixels and Profi boards and it's people that know stuff about like lightsaber stuff. I
Right.
feel like a lot of people just buy like the Disneyland hilts and they're like,
No, so
yeah,
sad.
I know, and then to me it's like it's fine. Like I can knock one out. Like if I'm really on it, I can probably knock one out in 2 days. And
Right.
I have some people who have already contacted me and they're like, hey, can you get me one for May 4th? And I'm like, dude,
Right.
I can get you one in 3 days.
Wow.
You
Well,
know,
I
like
mean, I'm sure at Disney. Now, I haven't been to their, the Jedi meetup nights or anything, but I'm sure when you go there, 80-90% of the people are going to have, their Disneyland sabers. But when you show off your NeoPixel, like, I'm sure people's eyes just light up.
oh yeah, and then like I actually have like the blade that I'm using is it's like a custom blade, so it's got like double the amount of LEDs. So
Jeez.
like, that's just a prototype really because it does kill the battery really quick.
Yeah.
But like when this thing lights up, because I have that blade in it right now, like it is probably like almost twice as bright as like a regular NeoPixel. Like even if somebody's
Wow.
walking around with a NeoPixel, mine will be
Yeah.
brighter than theirs. Yeah.
Well, I see you from
So,
across the park.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, basically, and it's because I have the opportunity to put a really huge battery in it, and
Yeah.
even two batteries in it, so I don't have any power constraints. I mean, I have everything's in here, so I
Right.
can
So you
I
can
can fit all
afford
the
to
power
use
here.
different battery packs. I was going to ask you
Yeah.
about that because with the typical NeoPixel, with the 18650s that we
Mm.
have inside there, what you maybe get 2 hours of playtime
Yeah,
with
2
the
hours.
regular NeoPixel, but with yours, you have the opportunity to use different types of batteries.
Mm.
Is the pack and the Saber being run off of different batteries or the same battery or?
It's just a one battery. So you have a 21700 in here, and I've been
Oh.
playing around with the idea of you doing a dual 21700.
Mhm.
But you get if you're not running the blade that I am, like that super bright blade, you can
Right.
get 4 hours of of playtime with it, you know. But
Wow. With the
if
regular Neo blade?
yeah, with a regular Neo blade, like if you're not doing that crazy blade that I have, that just
Right.
drains batteries like this, yeah, you can get probably like 3 4 hours out of it. I think the biggest drain is probably the speaker because it's huge, you know.
Right.
But I never have it at 100% power because 100% is just damn. Like maybe when you're outside, you can run it at
Right.
100%. But right now, when I showed you guys, it was like at probably 20, 20%.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah. So
Man, that is super cool. Are you able to like okay, so on the Saber, typically you would be running, say, a Profi or a CFX board or something
yeah,
like that. Does the box have a board or is it just in the
no,
Saber?
it's all in the saver. So
Okay.
by it all being in here,
Uh
you get to have the smooth swings, because
right.
if the board was in the box, you wouldn't get any of the smooth swings or
Ah, yeah,
any of
yeah.
the clash effects or anything like that. So
But does the
this,
board have a startup sound or anything? Like when I turn on that box, does it have its own sound
yeah,
menu or something? Or
yeah, let me just take it off real quick. Hopefully, it can pick it up on the camera. But so when you do turn it on, it does have its power up sound. Yeah.
oh,
So it does have like if it's powering up because it's a proto saber, right? So
right.
then so then when you have your you know so when you turn it on, they all like react at the same time because they're linked up to one. And
Oh, that's cool.
so really, it's just in bases like if anybody knows anything about like how profis work and all that,
Mm.
it's really like the only difference is that the battery is separated from the hilt. Like the battery is in here and it's kind of souped up with some lights and the speaker is in here. So
Right,
and the hilt's just a hilt. It's got the blade PCB on it. It's got the button on it and all that.
right, right,
So
right, right.
so I basically just took a lightsaber and split it into.
Did you see that episode of Jedi Visions? Did you watch Star Wars Visions, the
Visions. Yeah, I've seen.
Japanese? Do you remember when the guy had the microphone lightsaber?
Oh yeah, you know what? I do kind of sort of remember that. Yeah.
You could hook up a little mic on there and then
Yeah.
have that be your amp pack.
You
right,
speak into it. Yeah.
right,
I mean,
right,
I mean, there's so many like possibilities because I haven't played with the idea of Bluetooth yet, right?
Mhm.
Because there are some really talented people that have made like a Bluetooth chip where you
Right.
can switch the sound from the hilt to an external speaker to make your
Uh-huh.
lightsaber louder. So I've been kind of like messing with that idea to see if I can utilize that. So if somebody doesn't like the idea of being connected to the cord, you can
Right.
have like a simulated proto saber by having a speaker on your hip and having all
Right.
the sound transmit to the speaker. And I think a lot of that is for public use. Like if you're, for example, if you're in Disneyland, like it's super loud out there, you swing your lightsaber around, you can't even hear it. Like there's so
Right.
much
Right.
ambient noise.
Right.
So, and I haven't been in a setting like that with this yet. So I want to see like how it performs being in like a crowded area. Like
Right.
if I power it on with everybody turn around, be like, whoa, like I want to see what the reaction is. So that would be like my first kind of like venture into seeing how this
Right.
thing performs outside, because a lightsaber sounds awesome indoors, but then you take it outside and it's just like, and you can barely hear it.
Right. Right.
So
Civilized Sabers sells a blade with 4 pixel strips in it. Civilized Sabers, we've had them on the show
yes,
a couple years ago, actually. It says it'll drain your battery real fast. Definitely need multiple battery packs for that one.
so so civilized sabers, I have spoken to them, and I just threw some emails around with them, and I got their idea of that multi like 500 LED strip from them.
Right.
Like I just kind of like crudely put it together into like a regular little chip because they have a specialized chip for that, right? Just to make it easier to solder. But the one that
Right.
I'm doing is just purely experimental. Like I want to see what that would look like, and yeah, their idea of doing that is awesome. But like they said, like Scott said, it will kill your battery in like an hour, probably less. Yeah.
So let me ask you: when you attach the Proto Saber to the box, is it a magnetic attachment? Is it a screw in
No,
attachment? How does it
so
attach?
it attaches. It's a screw attachment. So there's
Okay.
like a there's let me just turn it off so I can see better. So there's like some threads here. If I can pull that up there. So
Ah.
so it's like a threaded it's a brass thread, so it's not going anywhere. So you get your brass
Okay.
thread there, and then you have your a little spacer here so it doesn't move around. And when it screws onto the box, it's not going anywhere. Trust me,
Okay. I
I've
was gonna
swung
say
this thing.
I don't know if this is something to think about for later, or if it's just a stupid idea. It would be cool to have like almost a magnetic connection or something that you could break, so that you
Break,
could
yeah.
turn it into a game where the objective is to knock the other person's Proto Saber box out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've toyed with the idea of a connector, right? Like a 10 pin connector or something like that, because there's like more than 10 wires that go through it. Something
Right.
that you can like just disattach, like detach from it, and then so you can store it more easily.
Right.
I've thought about that, right? Like I've considered that idea, but I feel like for now I kind of keep it true to what I think it is. And
Right.
then once I
Right.
get a little bit more advanced and my designs are a little better, like I hope to incorporate like an OLED eventually somewhere here. Like instead of it just being saying proto here, like
Yeah.
it'll have like a screen that turns on that has cool graphics, just like the other one.
Right.
And
Right. Right.
but the
Right.
issue with that is that a lot of the OLEDs that we use now, they're like those really tiny 128 millimeter OLEDs
Yeah.
because they're meant to be in the hill, and a lot of the code, like the Profi code, it only utilizes that like small little space.
Uh,
So if I want to use a larger OLED, I'm gonna have to code my own stuff,
oh
and
wow.
so that way like I'll have an OLED that's like this whole thing here, right? Which is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what you're probably looking at, maybe like 4 inches, like a 4-inch OLED, which is huge.
Right.
Like
Right.
the OLED on the other ones, it's tiny. But if I can do that in the future, I would. Like that's something that I definitely would toy with. But then again, battery drain issues, right? Now I'm running an
Right.
OLED, now I'm running a 53 millimeter speaker, so maybe I might have to go from two batteries, two 21 700s to three. you know.
Right.
So, but hey, I don't mind. Like if the design is there and it works out, then I'll do it. But as far as like the battery goes, like it doesn't need to be taken out. Like I have like a port here where you just plug in a regular like lightsaber charger and you could just
Right.
charge it. Yeah,
So
so
for
you don't.
so for the most part, the Proto Saber box, the battery pack is your design, your creation, but you're using pre-made hilts. Is that correct?
Well, for now, just toying for the idea, these are just pre-made hilts that I
Yeah.
modify to be Proto Saber, because there's some people that like, oh, I have this hilt. Can you do a Proto Saber out of that hilt? And I'm just like, I look at it, I'm like, no, it looks like I can, right? Like I won't know until I have it in person.
Right.
But I think the craziest thing that someone has told me was, I don't know if you're familiar with like the Black Mamba run from.
Oh my God. The
So I had someone.
$13,000 saber.
So they have a Green Mamba run now, right? Which is like their
Mhm.
second run of the Mamba. And I had somebody come to me and tell me, hey, can you do a Proto Saber build on the Green Mamba? And I was like,
Wow.
oh, are you sure about that? I
Wow.
was like, I don't know, man. I kind of don't feel that comfortable doing that. Like that's a beautiful hill, and I would hate to mess up or something. Like that is a
Right. Right.
tall,
Right.
tall, tall order, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
this guy was dead serious, and he was one of the guys that had done a Pro Saver in the past, and he's
mhm.
like, "Oh, I'm no stranger to Pro Savers. Like, look, I have this," and he showed me
Right,
like a video of one that he did some 10 years ago or something like that, right? And I was like, I'm not willing to drill into your green mamba,
right.
but hey, if you want like a kit, like I can make you a kit, give
Mhm.
you the whole proto box, and then you can do it yourself,
I
because
don't
like
have the kind of money for that mistake.
exactly, like to me, I was like when I said any hill,
Right, right.
when I said any hill, I didn't really mean like the most expensive freaking
Unicorns.
hill,
Right.
so yeah,
So
but
for
yeah.
the most part, I mean, so you've sold mainly to individuals now. Is it your goal to be able to mass produce these?
Yeah, I mean, eventually, hopefully, there's like enough people that find it super cool, like, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, I want that," and it's
Hmm.
something that is more like, I don't know, out there, more well known out there. Like sometimes I cross my fingers that like we get like a what was that comic book was called The Golden Age of the Sith. Like I cross
Right.
my fingers that we get like a little animated series one day on Disney Plus, and then some dude's carrying around something attached to his hip, and I'm just like, yes, that's me.
Yeah, right,
And
right, right,
then
right.
more people will hear about it, like that's my dream to have
Mhm.
more people know about it. But it's hard to get the word out there, mostly because it's like, oh, why would I want that if having a lightsaber is just like this is more convenient,
Right,
I'm like, well, but it's not about the convenience. It's like it's about the cool factor, Like you're trying to look different, and I know that it has a cool factor because, like I said, I took my prototype version to Disneyland, and everybody was freaking amazed by it. So,
right,
so I
right,
know that there's a cool factor, but I want to be able to like kind of provide that to more people and much faster.
right.
But like,
Well, like I said, if you can figure out how to make a detachable version, now
yeah,
you have a game that you can people, during
yes,
saber battles, you can have a proto saber battle as opposed to a regular
right,
saber battle, and
yeah.
half of the game is trying to knock their cord out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then I was talking about a lot of people had that, like, they're critiquing that. They're like, well, in lore, what if somebody just cut somebody's cord off in the Proto Saber and that's it,
Right,
right? And I was like, well, I don't know. Let's just assume that in the lore they're made out of, I don't know, some Beskar or something,
right.
and
Well,
it
I mean
can't be cut that easily.
that
Yeah.
was the deal in the lore. That's why the Sith created the battery pack for
Yeah.
the in-hilt saber because that was a big problem was people were just cutting the cables and
Yeah.
now you got no saber. So
No, I got no
I mean, but
saber.
I love that part of the lore. I think that's
Uh,
it's part of the history of the lightsaber in general.
yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you plan on when you mass produce these? Do you plan on going okay? I like this hilt. This is going to be the main hilt, or is it going to be something where people provide their own hilt and then you make it?
Yeah, that's like the thing there because I feel like a more simple like hilt like this, there's a lot of people that find just they want like a simpler hilt, right?
Right,
And then that's like from the pictures and the comics that I've seen, a lot of the hilts look kind of archaic, like this. They
right.
look very, very archaic. And I would love to do them all like that. Like if I can have my own hilt design, I would definitely just knock something off of that design and maybe like another one. But
So this is
hey,
this is one of my personal babies, but this is made by KY lightsabers. And it's made to look like a saber that's been put together kind of in a junk pile. You know what I mean? Like
that's like the Jedi killer or Sith killer one, right?
it's very
Yeah,
similar. It's got the
yeah,
top end like a
yeah,
Jedi killer, but the bottom is
yeah,
this is a Shoto saber.
yeah.
But I like the idea with the exposed wires and
The
the
exposed wires, yeah. Yeah,
yeah yeah
I've
yeah
toyed with that. I've toyed with that idea, and I've thought, okay, I kind of don't want to limit myself to just one hilt. Like if somebody like I'm already doing the I can do almost any hilt, so I feel like if I showcase one hilt, you can do that one, or if you have an idea and shoot me like an email or message me on Facebook and say, hey, can you do this hilt? And then normally when I take a quick look at it, I'll probably be like, yeah, I can probably do it.
right. Well,
The
that was the
worst
big
thing,
question: is how do you market something like that? Do you market with hilts that you've decided? Okay, these are the three different types that I'm going to offer. I'm going to offer a silver proton pack, a black pack, and
yeah.
maybe one in a gunmetal pack. And it's going to have these three different hilts that you can choose from, or where people going to be able to contribute their ideas.
Yeah, like
It's
I've kind of wanted to just go with like here you have like this chrome hilt with this like
right,
chrome pack, right? You know, they match, right? And
Right.
then I don't have the black one, but that one too, I can do that one. I mean, I'm comfortable. That's the one that I've sold the most of. So I guess people like the weathered black looking one more than the chrome one. So
Mhm.
I do want to have like kind of like you have your silver one here, you have your black one here, and then I do want to do a gold one. I've been working on that,
Mhm.
because I mean I don't know. I feel like maybe
Like High Republic.
like a High Republic Knights freaking Jedi or Sith probably had a gold one. I don't know, but just for like something like that, like maybe this box will be chrome, like sort of like a chrome silky look to it. I mean, a
Right.
gold silky look to it.
No, I
So
love it. I love that idea.
I want to, and it's a good thing you mentioned that because I do want to do that. Like I have my black one here, I have a chrome one here, and I'm working on a gold one. So hopefully I can keep it to just those three because it keeps me more organized and allows me to like to have somebody say, "Hey, I want this," and I'm like, "All right, I can get it to you in 3 days," right?
Right.
Like I don't want to be the guy that holds your money for like 8 months.
Right.
You know.
Do you have a website, or is this mainly word of mouth selling?
Well, I just started, so it's mainly word of mouth selling. Like you'll find me on Facebook, ProtoSabers LLC. Like I keep the name so like just simple, ProtoSabers LLC. You can't.
Right.
If you know what a ProtoSaber is, you can find me just on the search bar, right? And then I'm also on Reddit too, like so you'll find me on same thing, ProtoSabers LLC there. And
Right.
if anybody wants to contact me, they could just message me on Reddit or on Facebook, or you can just email me at protosabersllc@gmail.com.
Right.
So I mean,
Right.
so that I just try to make it as easy as possible for somebody to find me, But if anybody has any ideas or if you want to shoot me a hilt idea, hey, I want to do this or I want to do a black one or a gold one, if you let me know and I'll get to you right away and I'll tell you, hey, I can do that. Or maybe
Do
I have
you
to.
have do you have a general price range that people can expect to pay for something like this, or does it
Yeah,
really depend on certain
it
factors?
really it depends on certain factors. But I feel like the price range for this is probably looking at mm, from like 6.99 to probably 7.99, 8.99 maybe.
Mm.
Like it really depends on the hilt because the cost of the hilts are different.
Right.
So, but if you're providing me your own hilt, then I haven't done that yet. But if you're
Mm.
providing me your own hilt, I can probably get it done for 4.99. Like I'll knock it off for the price of the hilt.
Hmm.
Just depending on what it is. Because some hilts are like $100, $200. It just depends, right?
Right.
So and the pricing of that it's just like I'm just putting it like just there. Like 6.99, 7.99 is the price range that you'll see. Like,
Right.
and
And
I'm
so
hoping.
currently, if somebody wanted one of these, they would reach you through your Facebook or your Reddit. You don't have like an Etsy page or a .com page or anything.
I've been working on an Etsy page, and I haven't fully set it up yet, but I've been working on an Etsy page, and it's going to be called the same thing, Proto Savers LLC. So, I
Right.
mean, if you
Keep
guys
it
want to,
simple.
yeah. So I've been working on that. So I'll focus on that a little bit more, just to get the word of mouth. Just to not focus on word of mouth. I want to see if I can get more people, more eyes on it.
Right. And for those of you that are in the audience right now, you have to understand that Abe's company is super, super new. When we first started talking, I think the ad that I had seen was one that you were just putting out there just to see if people were interested. So
Yeah,
it's not
that
like you're
one.
a company that's been around for 5 years or something
No,
like
I
that.
think right now we're counting maybe like a month and a half. But
Hmm.
yeah, that one I think that was my second Proto Saber that I posted up. Yeah, and the first one I had just sold to a buddy that I knew, right? But that second one was the one that I posted up. That was my first one. So when you had found me there, that was my first venture, and you were like one of like 30 DMs that I had. People were like, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Oh, you know.
Right.
And then
Well,
there,
I'm
yeah,
happy we were able to find you. You saw it first here on Saber Rattle. Everybody, if 5 years from now you see these in stores everywhere, you could say you first
hopefully,
saw it on Saber Rattle.
yeah. Thank you so much.
This is absolutely amazing. I'm excited that we got to catch you at the beginning of your business because now when we interview you in another year or two, we can see how much you've grown, what you've done. Is there
Yeah,
anything? I know you're just now beginning, so I'm sure your focus is on these proto sabers, but do you have bigger vision? Are there other um, like props that in the Star Wars universe that you would think about making, or are you just proto sabers, or are there other things you want to do?
I mostly Proto Saber kind of related, but I do want to do like kind of like a Vader box, like Vader's got his box here. I mean, it's pretty similar to that. So I kind of want to work on something like that, something a little bit, maybe it has like a Profi board in it or something.
Right.
Like I do want to go a little bit more deeper into that now that I've gotten really comfortable with Profi and coding and all that stuff. So I do want to work on that, like something more prop related. If it's in a
Right.
box form, I can probably do it.
Are you I assume you have like a 9 to 5 type of job?
Yeah, I mean, I really do this on my spare time, but I'm hoping that if I have like enough interest and it's sustainable, it's something
Yeah.
that I can do full time. Like if it wasn't for, my 9 to 5 or my regular job, I'd probably be able to knock one of these out, like hopefully like 2 days.
Right.
So I mean,
Well, the question where I was going with that, or what I wanted to know was, does your 9 to 5 have anything to do? Like, do you do soldering on your 9 to 5,
no,
or are you
like
like a mailman or something?
no,
Or
I'm just a dispatcher for for a delivery company. So to me,
so
it's
that's
like
nothing to do
it has
with what?
nothing to do with it. Like I'm just I'm still a kid. So I got my toes in the industry. Yeah.
When you were making your first ProtoSaber, are these brand new skills that you had to learn, or are they skills that you had because
I
you knew
I
how to
had
wire up a saber or
Oh
something?
no, I've done a dozen sabers. Like I have an entire collection of sabers, and I've installed every single one of them except for one.
Oh
And
wow.
that first one was installed by Jeremy from Solo Sabers.
Yes.
So yeah, so he's the one that got me like into because he does amazing demo videos and he's done tutorial videos online. So I actually learned from him just from watching him. So
Wow.
he was my inspiration to kind of like go into installing my own sabers, and then I don't know. Honestly, I don't know where it trickled down from that, but I ended up with this.
All right. All
So
right. Well, I
it's just
think
kind
they're
of
absolutely gorgeous, and I'm really interested to see how you're going to market them. Like, do you plan on going to conventions,
yeah,
or
I do.
are you
Like
trying to do it online, or?
yeah, I'm trying to do a mixture of both. Like first, I do want to meet up with some guys at Disneyland because I've had more interest in them, and I feel like that's like the meetup place. I don't know. So
Right.
like Millennium Falcon, Disneyland, that's a meetup place. So, but so I have some guys that meeting up there, and I plan to do conventions. Unfortunately, the Star Wars celebration wasn't this year. I was really hoping, you
Yeah.
know. So I think for the next time I'll be Japan, I believe.
Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping I can save up enough, or if I have the time or the vacation time, and I'll definitely put it towards that. But
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I might have problems getting on a plane with this only. Yeah,
That,
so I'm thinking
right.
about that. So I'm hoping to expand and to see more people at conventions, and if any of you guys see me like at Disneyland, just come up to me, tell me if you have any questions, you want to see one, you want to hold it, you want to flip it on your belt, you want to try it out, you want to swing it around. Go ahead, dude. Like I'm all
Right.
ears. You know?
Well, I absolutely love it. I am happy that we are one of the first to get to show off your cool product. You want to show people just one more time? We're getting ready to wrap up here,
Yeah.
but
So
give them one more sample of what that bad boy looks like.
we'll just I probably can't clip it onto my belt right now,
Oh, that's
but
all good.
I'll just hold it. Sample real quick. Camera's a little blurry. Hold on.
It's all right.
Put it like
So cool. Oh, love it.
still
Absolutely
blurry out.
love it.
All
It's
right.
fantastic. So if you guys want your own, Mez has put the description in the product description box. There are direct links to Abe's Reddit as well as to his Facebook. Get a hold. Yep, there it is. Thank you, Mez. Get a hold of Abe, and he can talk to you about getting your very own Proto Saber in your life. Abe, we're getting ready to close out here. You got any last words or thoughts you want to leave with people, or?
Well, I just want to say thank you guys because you guys are my first that have got me on on here.
Woo!
So I'll definitely be back. If you see me out there and my business grows a little bit, I got more interest, and I'll gladly be on here. You guys will always have my attention because you guys are my first, and I have like
Woo! You
an
survived your
attachment now.
first interview.
Yeah, I have an attachment, so I won't forget you guys. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Well, Abe, we appreciate you being on here and coming and showing us something cool. Like I said, hey, what's up, Kevin? When I saw somebody was actually making Proto Sabers, I've been running. This show has been running for almost 3 years now. So we have different guests, and this is the first time I've ever seen anybody make a Proto Saber. So I knew we had to have you on the show once I saw those.
Oh, thank you. I mean, and then if you guys are interested, anybody, like just let me know, and I'll get you guys started. And have any ideas, let me know. Any hilts, I'll get that for you. No problem.
Beautiful. We'll meet you down there by the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, May 2nd and May 4th.
All right.
You'll see me.
Abe, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Best of luck with you. All right, man, let's roll that film. Woo! Steven's over here. He's like, I want one of those.
Hey, you know, my first thought when I was editing it and I was looking at the pictures and video, it kind of reminded me of like Ghostbusters Proton Pack.
Right.
And then you have like, instead of the gun that you're the proton gun that you're shooting to get the ghost into the trap, it's just a saber, which is like, so it's really cool. It's very stylistic and everything. So
right. And I love all the lights on the box and everything too.
Yes, it's really, really cool. So thank you, Abe, for coming on. I really enjoyed that. I hope you guys did watching and those watching on the upload as well. And Kevin Hogan, it's always good to see your name.
What's up, Kev?
In our chat. You'll always be KCP fam, no matter what.
That's right.
All right. So, guys, you know, we haven't done one of these in a while, and I thought it'd be kind of fun. And it kind of is fitting. I don't know if you can see the title. How to Use a Lightsaber by Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh.
So, chat, we're going to need your help, but I'm going to have Van go first. But chat, I want you to put a verb in the first one I see I'm going to put on here. But Van, I'll have you give me a plural noun.
Plural noun. Boogers.
Chat, do you have a verb for me? I'll let you get, I'll give you a second. We'll just keep going. All right. 3 more plural nouns, Van.
Me? Plural nouns? 3 of them. How about French fries, fingernails, and floss?
Floss. And then Say Wong said running.
Running.
So it's just run, but yeah. All right. Chat, I want you to think of an adjective. Van, I would need a singular noun.
Well, it's all about the nouns. Child.
I know there's a lot of nouns in this one.
Person, place, or thing. Yeah. Okay. Child.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. And then while chat is thinking the adjective, Van, another plural noun. Sorry. Like everything is nouns pretty much.
I guess. Nouns. How about bottle opener?
And if you need help on what an adjective is, it's a description like soft or furry.
Unpack your adjectives. Okay? Get
All
you some Schoolhouse Rock in your life.
Mr. Arctic Scala, I need 3 more nouns, all singular.
3 more nouns. How about prom? Hennessy.
What'd you say? Did you say Hennessy?
I meant Tennessee.
That's a name. It's a proper name.
Okay. Prom. Plum. And
you doing okay there?
Small intestine.
Small intestine. I hear Stephen laughing at that one. Okay, and then so Van Say Wong here says magnified. That's not really an adjective, but I'll put magnified. I think.
That's what he said. Magnify, right?
Yeah, but it's not. That's like more like a verb to magnify something. But if you say it's magnified, that's describing it.
What about magnificent?
Van, can you give me a verb ending in ing?
Verb. Woo-hoo. How about scratching?
Chat, I want you to think of a noun, a singular noun yourself. Van, also, you give me a singular noun. It'll be your last noun that you give me.
Singular noun. How about Steven?
That's a proper name.
Oh.
Young O'Brien.
A store manager?
Okay. It's like another word for Steven.
Right.
All right, give me a verb.
Is this the chat or me?
The chat is supposed to be coming up with a noun. And Say Wong's the only one who's doing it, even though there's 10 others. But you give me a verb.
Your verb is to drink.
Just drink. And then last one from you, an adverb, which is ly.
Right. Slimily a word.
Drunkenly.
Drunkenly. There we go.
Okay, and then chat. Okay, so Say Wong said Disneyland. That's a proper noun, not just a noun. I need something that's just like a thing.
Amusement park. That's Disneyland, right? But not proper.
You're such a nut. All right. Who's ready? Through my pen. All right. As a Jedi Master, I've taught, this is from Obi-Wan. Okay, he's our only hope. As a Jedi Master, I've taught some of the most talented boogers in the galaxy how to run with a lightsaber.
Yeah!
That's all right. The booger part, but yeah. Well, it's considered a proper noun, Say Wong, if you're talking about Disneyland, because that's the name of a place. Here are some tips for you. The most important thing to remember when you're wielding one of these precise French fries is to trust your fingernails. Hi, Night Vision. Shout out to Steven for the rest of the cave crew and helping make my saber dreams come true. Aw, kiss.
Oh, thanks. Did you hear that? You got a shout out too.
This way, you'll be able to sense your enemy's floss before it's too late. A lightsaber is not only for use in the a lightsaber is not only for use in Jedi to child combat. Order 66.
I was saying Anakin knows all about that.
It also comes in handy if you find yourself in a magnified spot. For example, it can burn through metal bottle openers. Convenient trick to have up your prom if the Empire detains you in a holding plum. While a lightsaber is a beautiful small intestine, be careful if you see someone scratching with a red one. This store manager works for the dark side.
The store manager does work for the dark side.
Finally, the most important part of learning how to drink with a lightsaber. Whenever you're in battle, fight drunkenly. That went so well together.
Yeah, it did. That worked.
May the amusement park be with you always.
Woo!
That is silly as pie. I threw the pen and I threw that.
All right, everybody. I want to let you guys know for the next 4 weeks, maybe even 5, Kyber Cave will not be here on the weekends. This coming weekend, we will be at the Weekend Blender in Fresno. The week after that, we will be at VacaCon in Vacaville. The week after that, we'll be at a military con in Vacaville, a military show con. It's at a small airport here. And all this information you can always see on our Facebook page. We have an event calendar also on our website as well. May 4th, we are going to be in Sacramento at Fremont Park at the world's largest lightsaber battle. And then I think there's even an event after that. And keep in mind, we are going to be moving as well. So if you're looking for us in a live location, we are going to be moving to the outlet malls inside of All Funked Up, probably somewhere near the beginning of May. I will let you know as soon as I have an exact date for that. Yes, I'm hoping to bring back lightsaber battles. The cool thing about moving to All Funked Up is having more exposure again. And then it's very possible we could bring back battles. It would probably be outdoor in a park like how we first started, because I don't think Fun Cup is going to want to pay for the liability for people to fight inside their store.
I would probably do the same thing. Stay Wong said, "What about Fan Expo?"
Fan Expo, we are going to be at. I know we're going to be at GalaxyCon later in the year, and we're going to be at Ontario. I think that's Fan Expo. I can't remember what the Ontario one's called.
Ontario Comic Revolution.
Oh, Comic Revolution. Okay, so we're going to be at the Ontario one. Both of them are going to have the Clone Wars actors. Ashley Eckstein's going to be there. Matt Lancher, a lot of the voice actors are going to be at both of those events. So just check our calendar. Every weekend we're going to be somewhere else. But the cool thing is, with having the storefront, we will also now have Fan Expo in San Francisco. Yeah, I'm avoiding the human droppings in San Francisco for as much as possible. I really don't like getting my car broken into, so we kind of stay away from San Francisco.
Last time I went to SF, it did not get broken into. I was very thankful for that.
Hey!
We had to park like 5 blocks from where we went. It was actually when we went and see Eric Foss and his improv show.
That's like a gamble, though. You gambling every time.
Yeah, I know. I would prefer to like park at the Pleasant Hill or like Pleasanton BART and then take that into the city.
Right.
Anyway, all right, guys, don't forget we have other shows coming up. Graveyard and I are coming back with Retro Alcove shortly.
Yeah, baby.
We actually recorded an episode yesterday morning, so we're going to be continuing Mist 3 Exile, and I've already got the 4th one planned up. For Mist 4 is what I mean. And then we have New Order. The first episode will hopefully be out in a week and a half. We're gonna get they will be a bit of like a break between the actual episodes coming out because I've already spent like 6 hours on the first episode just getting that part of it done. So you parked in a parking garage so long. Oh no. Paint your Kyber Cave car with anime characters and then park it inside con on display. That's great, Kevin. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We have 28 subs left until we reach 1,800, and we'll be giving away another saber. So please share. And then,
before we go, I want to let you know, because I actually know who our guest is next week. We have a band coming on next week. No, they're probably not going to be playing live music on the show, but they are called the 3POs. So we'll have video footage of them playing music in other, other arenas and stuff like that. But
that will be fun.
I bet you can't guess what kind of music they play.
Rock.
Yeah, Star Wars rock.
Or Star Wars specific. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to like and subscribe as well if you're watching it and aren't doing either of those. What are you doing? All right, guys. Have a great week, and we'll catch you later. Enjoy Talk of the Town. Bye.
Bye, Night Vision.